Hi everyone, today I'm going to read you a story. This story is called Chicken Girl, and it's a realistic fiction story, and it's actually written by my friend Bonnie, who is a kindergarten teacher, and she loves chickens so much that she wrote the story of herself when she was growing up and how much she wanted chickens and how she got a chicken farm. So the story's called Chicken Girl. The author is Bonnie Tribbett Rosario, illustrated by Cheryl Cartamo. And my friend actually even autographed it. Isn't that cool? Bonnie, whose hair was always tangled in curls, was a curious and happy animal-loving girl. She loved animals with fur, animals with scales, animals with prickles, and all kinds of tails. But she especially loved birds, chickens to be exact. She studied them, watched them, wanted to own them in fact. Do you hear some rhyming words? I do. So there's Bonnie, and she really does have kind of crazy curly brownish red hair. Here she is at the library. To the school library each week she would go, marching to the counter and putting on quite the show. "Mrs. Whitefield," she'd say, "I know I'd ask you each week, but is today the day for the new chicken books I seek?" Bonnie held her breath with excitement and glee and waited for the librarian's answer to be, "Bonnie, dear Bonnie, you silly little girl, with the space in your teeth and the big curly curls. I don't have any new books for you today. I have the same 4 chicken books I had yesterday." So here she is walking in the hall and she's reading one of her books. Well, Bonnie was focused and didn't mind at all as the school kids watched her walk down the hall. Nose buried in her chicken books, as happy as can be, Bonnie didn't care one bit when she heard them say, "Gee, that's a funny girl. She's a bit crazy and such. Why does she love those chickens so much?" Her family always smiled, listening to her gab and whirl, which is how she got the name Bonnie the Chicken Girl. Her daddy, who loved his girl so, watched her read, study, and grow. She was a chicken expert. She learned everything. Perhaps she was ready for her own chickens this spring. Her daddy hatched a plan with her mommy that night, a fun family field trip with a great ending in sight. Are you hearing those rhyming words? Everything and spring, they sound the same. Oh goodness, look at this big car. This car is called a station wagon. My grandparents used to have a station wagon like that, and we'd all pile in the back, all of us, and go to restaurants and all over town. On Saturday morning, the family of 5 piled into their station wagon for a long country drive. Their beloved dog Max jumped in the back seat, not to be left out of this ride a long treat. Chicken Girl Bonnie whistled a song, and her sisters happily sang right along. 5 rounds of Old MacDonald, no, 6 was the charm, until they finally stopped in front of a farm. Have you ever sang that song, Old MacDonald Had a Farm? Must have been a long drive to sing it 6 times. Here she is on her little field trip at the farm. Daddy and Mommy got out of the car, which Chicken Girl Bonnie and her sisters not far. "Why are we here? Can we go explore?" The sisters were happy they weren't in the car anymore. Just then, the farmer's wife came out to give them a tour. Baby pigs, sheep, goats, and oh so much more. For all over the farm, looking left and right, were animals that brought the chicken girl such delight. Look at her holding that baby piggy. Isn't that cute? Hens over here and roosters over there, all sizes and colors, chickens everywhere. Bonnie squealed with glee. Her sisters did too. Isn't that just what you'd expect them to do? Look at them looking at the chickens. Aren't that cute? Then magical words were spoken with a nod and a wink. Her parents and the farmer were already in sync. Bonnie, choose two, a rooster and a hen. We'll know you'll choose wisely because you've proven you can. Perseverance paid off. Her dream had come true. She began searching the farmyard for her special two. Then Chicken Girl saw them and giggled and grinned. That rooster over there is where I begin. And now for a hen, a special one I need. I'll take that speckled one over there by the seed. So here's her chickens. She's going to pick them out. And she gets to take them home because she's proven to be responsible. Makes me wonder if you have any pets that you're responsible for. They went in a box in the back of the car. Hugs and thank yous seemed to go so far, for the farmers were pleased and knew in their hearts that Chicken Girl Bonnie was off to a great start. I don't know about you, but I think I would have put the lid on that box, because what if those chickens fly out when you're driving down the street? The family drove home with their new feathered friends who sat in the box wondering where the trip would end. The sisters looked over their seats with joy, wondering what to name the new girl and boy, because chickens need names and all fell in love when they met. Their new names became Romeo and Juliet. Ah, just like that famous play. At home, those two chickens were loved oh so much as they settled into their fancy new hutch. A chicken crate or a cage is called a hutch. They had cozy new boxes to sleep in at night with plenty of straw and green grass in sight. Chicken Girl fed them each morning with her rain boots and pail and climbed in the hutch to check under Juliet's feathered tail. She was searching for an egg, her hen's first lay, but there was no egg day after day. Chickens have to be big enough and old enough to lay an egg. Until one morning, Juliet laid. She finally did, which made Chicken Girl Bonnie the happiest kid. She ran with that little brown egg in hand to show her family her new treasure so grand. It was small in size, but that mattered not, for a hen's first egg is always small, just like the books taught. So when a chicken lays an egg for the very first time, it is much smaller than a regular chicken egg. Perfect is what Chicken Girl thought of her new friends when she visited them outside in their grassy pen. She was proud she had learned everything they'd need, all thanks to those 4 chicken books she loved to read. Chicken Girl had persisted, and her dream had come true, and they all lived together, one lovely chicken crew. Oh, she is so happy. Now, I'm sure this next part won't come to you as a surprise, for you see, long before Chicken Girl's crew grew in size, Romeo and Juliet hatched 4 downy chicks, and oh, how Chicken Girl loved her new brood of 6. So the chickens laid eggs, and now they have 4 chicks that hatched out of those eggs. So at the end of this book, she has some facts. So I'm going to read you the facts about chickens. A hen's first egg is often called a fairy egg because it is so small. It takes 21 days for an egg to hatch, either from a hen or an incubator. Eggs' colors vary according to the type of chicken. So here's a picture. So that first egg is just a little smaller. And if you see this picture, I don't know if you can see it, there's actually light green eggs and white eggs and brown eggs, and that depends on what kind of a chicken you have. Okay, on this side, chickens have a red comb on their heads and wattles on their necks. Chickens can see in color and have eyelids that close when they sleep. Male chickens are called roosters, female chickens are called hens, baby chickens are called chicks. Chickens are omnivores. They eat seeds, insects, grasses, cornmeal, and they love watermelon, pumpkins as treats. Chickens are social birds. That means they like other birds. A group of chickens is called a flock. Mother hens don't feed their own chicks like other birds. Instead, she leads them to the food source. So baby chickens eat a type of chicken food that's really, really tiny. Chickens need a coop or a hutch for protection from predators. Hens can lay an egg almost daily, but also depends on their age and the time of the year. Hens like to have a nesting box for egg laying. So they do like to have a box that they sit in. And if you can see it on this side here, that's a chicken coop. And this is the best part. You know, I told you my friend Bonnie wrote this book. And Bonnie is just a regular person like you and me, and anyone can write a book. Well, here's her picture, actually, when she was a little kid, and she got those chickens. Now, isn't that the cutest thing you ever seen? And this is what Bonnie looks like today. So I hope you like my story, and I hope you are encouraged to maybe write your own story today, because everybody has a great story to tell. Have a great day.